Hey guys, and welcome to the FTRL pre-season race here at Mexico for season 5. Last night posed a great race with all the drivers at 27 seconds apart from each other. So hopefully tonight we should be presenting a good race for the lads at Div2. Tonight joining me in the commentary box will be FTRL Panini, also known as Pagani, mate. How you doing, mate?
Alright, it's a pleasure to be here. You?
What are your expectations for the race tonight? As you see, we did have a very close field yesterday.
Honestly, I think Aaron should walk it. I mean, he's a Div1 driver, so
But some lads in
there's
there
high
do have
pressure.
very good pace.
Yeah, I think we've seen Angry Panda a couple of times, and the pace he's shown is very good. So hopefully he can give Aaron a race.
So we are on board with Angry Panda, who started his qualifying lap, I believe. Yes, he is now on his first qualifying lap. So Aaron has set a 1:16.3. So it's looking a fairly decent lap right now, but I'm expecting the lap time should be rising as the session goes on.
I mean, FTRL Gearbox managed a 16.7, and I know he's been struggling with this track, so it's a very good performance for his first lap.
Panda's come through the final sector now, just make sure hopefully he makes no mistakes and see what lap time he puts in.
We've got Willie Tix on a 16.1, which is a very decent lap time.
And set a 16.1 himself, just edging out Willie Tricks for P1. But this is provisional, as we do have 7 minutes left in the session.
Whopper going 10th with a 17.3. Again, it's a very good banker time to be able to push on later in the session.
Definitely, yeah. And they are running with a bit more fuel. So as the fuel drops, the cars will be lighter and they should be able to put in faster qualifying times.
Yeah. You've got Spurge just coming into the S's section for his fast lap, and then you've got Tice, who's already retired in the pit lane because he likes starting from last, so he can decide what tyre he goes on.
I'm looking to see how Spurge goes through this session, as he did get demoted from Division 1 for this season, so he's going to be wanting to put in a good performance. He is coming through the final corner now, very marginal on fuel, he's only got less than a lap left. Just had a pretty good time, 17.1, in the middle of the pack for now.
Oh, Whopper has lost a front wheel in the S section.
Is it his rear one? I think it might be his rear tyre.
Angry Panda just set a 15.8 on his second lap, which is very quick.
So right now he is definitely giving Aaron a run for his money, but Aaron is in the pit lane. I think he might just be waiting it out for a bit, let the track grip up a bit more.
Yeah, Aaron does tend to sort of save something for that last run.
Master standing in lap.
Matt's on an in-lap, Spurge on an in-lap, and I think Sparks is on his in-lap as well, so there's not much going on at the moment.
We have blue flag is on his out lap right now. He is going very close on the fuel. It's in max and it's around 2.5 laps of fuel. So he should be finishing this lap just very close to no fuel. Just trying to keep the car as light as possible. Just get a good enough final corner.
Hopefully it goes well for him, because I know he's had some bad luck last season, so hopefully he can put that behind him.
Well, that's what he's going to want to do right now, just try and keep that stuff behind him and not let him knock his confidence.
been a very nice and neat first sector.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping it within the limits. This is what we want to see.
Slight miss the apex coming into the last section, but
I'm not too sure if he's abandoned this lap yet, because he was going in standard for the majority of that lap from the second sector.
we've got gearbox on a lap, so hopefully.
Gearbox is set to 16.7.
Yeah, I've just checked and blue flag did actually invalidate that lap time,
Or
so
did he?
yeah. Unfortunately.
So right now we've got P1 to P12 for the drivers who have set a lap. It's about a 1.8 second difference. Unfortunately, Wapachop won't be able to go faster on that lap time because he did lose a tyre.
The gearbox has actually made a mistake going through the S section, so he's had to wipe that lap off, and he's got enough fuel for another lap, so...
Being outside the top 10 is going to help Wapachop through for the starting phase of the race, as Blue Flag is bound to go in front of him to set on a qualifying lap, and he will be starting at the back getting fresh tyres, and it can help him stay out of any incidents that might happen on the first lap.
Yeah, I got myself involved in a couple of incidents yesterday, but I don't want to talk about that.
How do I?
I think the guys in the pits want to start getting out, otherwise it's going to be tight.
Yeah, I'm running low on time right now.
Got Matt Collins just leaving the pits, but you got Matty Suddens and Blue Flag still in the pits, and they're leaving it very late.
I haven't now started this flying lap. I think it's going to be close between these two drivers, so they both do have pretty good pace. So I'm expecting
I know
to be
Mexico.
able to set still times.
Yeah. Mexico is a track that Aaron isn't particularly favourable of, but he does tend to have decent pace at every track.
He's kept it all clean so far. Within track limits, looks like he's setting a fairly decent lap time. So he is coming through the S section, just a lot of time can be gained and a lot of time can be lost throughout this part of the track. This is just ran wide just like the I think I might have given commentators curse.
It's only fair, he's given it to us enough times.
Yeah. He is carrying on with the last, so I don't think he has invalidated it. He hasn't improved on that one. He might have invalidated it, I'm not too sure. Oh no, he didn't invalidate it, but it was just slightly slower, by 5 milliseconds.
Spurge has popped up into third place with a 16-2.
It's very good. This is it's going to be a performance he's going to want to set, as he has been relegated into as he just cuts the corner there. So he's going to want to make sure that he can, you know, keep the pace and, you know, give a good performance. Just to, yeah, he's just out of anger. He's just drove straight into the wall, I believe.
Well, I can confirm that everybody on track will be able to set a lap time, so that's good.
As long as Blue Flag can keep it within these track limits. So the S section is very tough to keep within the limits, as if you turn in slightly too late it can make you drift out wide.
I think Matt Claus is either validated his last lap, but he's retired after around the lap. So
Not too sure, I think blue flag might have invalidated his time right there. He has kept going,
well,
so I believe he
Aaron's
hasn't.
jumped back up into second place with a 15.7, 13,000 off pole.
Both set really good lap times, so hopefully this can translate throughout the race and he can have a good battle.
And I've got to put another word in for my ex-teammate Raver's Revenge, who's actually put it in a P3 at the moment on a 16 flat.
Very good, very good. Hopefully both of these P1 and P2 drivers are going to want to get the best start they can, as they are running at a very similar pace, and that track position can determine the race win or not.
Yeah, it is a very long run to the first corner, so
The
it could
start
be
means a lot.
beneficial starting third.
As they do get the slipstream down into the turn one.
But I think that's everybody set a lap time now.
Yeah, I believe it is as well. So Angry Panda and Ravers have gone back into the pits, which is going to give the other drivers a good minute cool down if they don't decide to retire the cars.
I would guess that somebody's going to tell them to retire the car in the chat.
Yeah. To save the other drivers time.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been told to retire. So, Angry Panda puts his hat in P1. Well, act like that didn't happen. With both Toro Rossos don't laugh of FTRL Aaron and Ravens Revenge in P2 and P3. With Willie Tix P4 in his Force India. Speg P5, Borcata 6, Matt 7th, and Matty Sutton's 8th.
Oh, then we've got Blue Flag in 9th, Gearbox in 10th, Tezza in 11th, Sparrex in 12th, Whopper Chopper in 13th, and Tice last on the grid.
So I think all the drivers will be setting up the strategies very quickly before the race starts.
I know the one stop is very difficult around here.
The tyres do wear quite quick around this track. It punishes the rear tyres quite a bit.
And we did see about 2 crashes through the S section in quali, so there might be a couple in the race, I'm reckoning.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely do suspect to be going for the 2-stop. Matt's got it drive through, jump started it. Panda and Aaron both get equally good starts. Looks like Aaron's going to be going down the inside though. So it looked like he was slightly better off to start. It was very close between making contact between the two. Angry Panda manages to hold it.
Raver's Revenge has been spun.
Do you know who
You got going again though. It was 3 wide, so
no, is it?
I mean 3 wide at turn 2.
Yep, we had another 3
never
wide
really
at turn 4. Hope they managed to keep it clean.
We've got Gearbox and Macca's having a fight, and Gearbox has lost part of his front wing, unfortunately.
Both 2 drivers run wide and it was Gearbox and Matt. They are going to be running low on downforce a bit if they have damaged the wing. Yeah, Gearbox has had to cut the corner. Mainly right now, the drivers have managed to keep it clean.
lower down, unfortunately, I'm counting about 7 broken front wings.
Yeah, I'll look like
So
some
tyres
broken wings, yeah.
could be in prime position on those soft tyres.
It Matt's coming into the pit lane now. This is one of the many benefits Tice has of not actually setting qualifying laps. Manages to keep himself out of any lap one incidents. Matt Sutton's coming in as well. Front
Oh,
wing change.
Marcos is retired in pit lane.
To be honest, the Panda has set. He has opened the gap up pretty good compared to Warren over the first lap too. So 1.7 second gap. So right now we have most of the drivers are using ultra softs. We've got Sparrows with supers and Tice with softs. So it looks like those two drivers are going to be looking towards taking a one-stop strategy throughout the race if they can get the tyres to last.
I've just been on board with the gearbox and he's really struggling through that S section. And Ravers is all over the back of him.
Yeah. He just touches the back of his car. It's very close between the two.
And gearbox pits.
Matty tired. Matty Sutton's just gone.
Oh, that's
a
very weird place in the X section.
Same area I think it was Sebastian Vettel crashed in 2015 in real life. It's a bit of an awkward spot to retire because there's quite a long run-off area. Panda managing to open this gap to 2.6 seconds right now is definitely showing that he's got good pace. He's just going to want to be keeping it up.
It's a good sight for the season to come that he's got this pace, because I know Good Aids is very, very quick. Obviously Good Aids can't make it tonight, but it should prove to be a good fight this season.
Whopper chops on the back of Blue Flag right now. It's pretty close. I think about half a second. He will have DRS on the straight, which Blue Flag doesn't have. He doesn't seem to be using his DRS. He's using that. He's ghosted for the moment. Gearbox has retired.
Gearbox in his favourite spot, the S section.
Crashed the wall.
Blue Flag picked up a 3-second penalty.
Has he? Gearbox is back in session.
That might
to get past Blue Flag.
Might not have slipstream anymore now, which could come into play later in the race. Ooh, Blue Flag is struggling.
He's got no front wing damage, so it's just mainly he's having trouble through that section, and that's allowing Tezza to get right in the back of him.
I know these two guys are good mates, so hopefully it doesn't end in tears.
So it was very close into the start of the podium section. Tezza just had his front wheel just about touching the back of Blue Flag. He will have DRS though, but it's unlikely he's going to get him down the straight as the gap is quite big. About 6/10 of a second.
I think Barcatler's planning a move on Willie Tix very soon.
And it might be down the next DRS streak and 5. He does get a good exit out of turn 3. He's got a fairly decent exit, but Willie looks like he's got a fairly better one than him. Ravers is in 7/10 of Sparrows. It's the closest battle we've got right now, I believe.
I believe it is. Ooh, Tez is back on the back of blue flag.
Yeah, definitely blue flags. He's losing pace out the S section. That's allowing him to allowing Tezza to catch up, but in an awkward section of the track where it is hard to overtake drivers as he smacks down the bollard.
I know the practice race we did last week, these two fought every lap of the race, so I'm going to guess it's going to be the same today.
Well, hopefully this one doesn't end in tears. As battling for this long, something tends to happen between the two.
Yeah.
Bottas, yet again, he's 3/10 behind. When he takes it, I think he might be planning a move down the next straight. As he takes
Yeah, I was just on board with Borkata down the straight, and it does appear that Slipstream might not be there anymore.
He's going around the outside of turn 4, but he's just gone wide off the circuit. It's allowed Rotex to get back through, keep a P7.
Ooh, we've got Josh Games in the chat saying hi, so hi Josh.
The Tesla closing right back up to blue flag again. For his sake, isn't be hoping he can get his car position down the inside, but takes the better of it. He's a bit too far back for it.
Yeah, I mean, Whopper Chop overtook blue flag a couple of laps ago, and he's now 3 seconds down the road. So
He's displaying
blue flag
some
is
good pace.
Blue flag is definitely struggling through that S section.
Whopper Chop's caught up to the Spurge.
Oh.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Both two drivers who started out in Division 1 and now are in Division 2, so both of them are going to be wanting to set a statement to show that they are capable of driving in Div 1. So hopefully these two can show us some good battles throughout the season. See our Spage does look a bit look like he's struggling through turns 4 and 5.
I tried a quick look at fuel and everybody's carrying about 2 laps, except Tezza, who's got less than a lap of fuel spare.
Well, it makes sense that drivers will be using somewhere around 2 laps, as it is going to help them down the straights. Yeah, they just put it up into this mix.
And Tezza's trying every which way to get past blue flag, and he side by side to the stadium section.
Side by side for the final corner as well.
Oh.
Mercedes and Ferrari battling it out in the game and in real life.
Oh, we've got 2 pitters, Willie Tix and Reva's Revenge.
Tezza and Blue Flag just trying to break the slipstream, while Tezza just making sure he can stay within it.
So Ravers has gone on the super soft and Willie Tix has gone on the ultra soft.
I've got to say that was some great defending off Blue Flag. It's very tough to battle throughout that final sector. He does run a bit wide though.
Oh.
He just about gets a better exit. That compromised turning, it did give him better traction when he gets back on the throttle. It's ambitious. That was close.
And these two fightings allowing Borkata to catch up as well. He's only a second away now.
Yeah. Let's see what he tries to do to get past the both of them.
We've got the race leaders in the pits, Angry Panda and Aaron.
So Angry Panda has put on super softs. Aaron is going with a set of super softs as well.
So that's going to be a 2-stop then, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it might be. These two guys are going to come out P5 and P6, I believe. Yep.
Whopper
have
Chopper and Barcat are pitted.
many.
So
What
the,
Sorry, go for it.
I was going to say there's 5 drivers that haven't pitted now. So you got Spurge in first, Blue Flag, Tezza, and Sparix, and then Tice just doing his own race on the soft tyre in 7th place.
See, it looks like both drivers do have the option to try and go for an overcut and an undercut, but both of what they seem to be doing now, from what we have seen so far in the race, as they haven't opted for the both, but they've opted to pit in at the same time just to make sure their tyres are equal, and to just try and edge themselves a bit further in front. Right now, what I've just noticed is Spurge on his debut is currently leading, but he has come into the pitch. Same with
Yeah, you got Blue
Tez's.
Flag's coming, but Tez is staying out.
Tez might be trying the overcut. This might lose him a bit of time because his tyres are going to be considerably worn compared to Blue Flag's.
So Sparix has just let his teammate Angry Panda through.
Yeah, good.
So Angry Panda's back up to second.
Good bit of team orders as Tezza gets a time penalty. Panda's going to be wanting to clear Tezza as quick as he can if Tezza does not pit this lap.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to get held up to this S section just because of those fresher tyres.
Yeah, definitely. Spurge and Whopper Chopper having a battle.
Willie Tix and Barcat are side by side. Barcat has pitted, but he hasn't changed his front wing.
Yeah. It's gonna make things a bit awkward for him if he doesn't change his front wing anytime soon.
And Tez is into the pits.
That was close between Tyson and Wapachov. Nearly made contact in the final corner. Tice has the RS. Oh no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I thought he did.
So Tez has come in from the lead and gone out last. That's how close the field is at the moment.
Yeah. From the leader, it looks like the gap is around 27 seconds so far. Is somewhat echoing last night.
Sparix is holding off Aaron fairly well to let his teammate get away while he's on his Oh! Aaron's going for a dive bomb.
Bit of contact, but manages to get through. Angry Panda has got a 3.5 second lead. He's just going to be hoping to be able to hold the gap and just maintain his first position as he sets a fastest lap of a 1:18.4.
Well, before the pit stop it was 4.8 seconds to Aaron, so being held up behind Tezza has cost him a second and a half.
Which he's not going to be happy about. Right now, throughout this part of the race, Aaron's going to be wanting to put that pressure on Panda. As they are in the middle stint, they will be making one more stop.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to the end.
Yeah.
I think everybody's on the 2-stop at the moment, besides Tice.
Besides Tice, yeah. So Wapachop's he's close to Spurge. Still. Aaron's got a 3-second penalty.
Naughty, naughty Aaron. Ravers has caught up to Tice, and I think Tice is trying to let him go, but it's through the S section, so he can't really.
Tez has lost a lot of time to blue flag. About 9 seconds, I think.
Oh, there's been contact between Ravers, Willie and Tice.
Oh. Tice
Coming
isn't
into
going
the
to be happy
stadium.
about that. They've both lost the front wings. So I
Oh,
believe...
Tez has left the session.
Yeah. Does Willie have damage to his front wing? No, I don't believe he does. Tice is coming for the pit stop. He's putting on ultra softs and putting on a new front wing.
So Tice is now on the 2-stop as well, thanks to that contact.
Yeah. Matt Cause has left. Oh, he did tires earlier on.
Yeah. Hopefully Tez can get back in the session.
Yeah. He was having a very good battle with Blue Flag, and it's unfortunate to see this battle be lost due to a connection issue.
Yeah. Aaron's slowly pulling the gap back to Angry Panda.
Yeah.
Or he was. He jumped back up again as I looked at it.
Jump back up 4 tenths.
He must have had a bad run up the straight.
What it looks like is, looks like Aaron might be going for a slightly higher downforce setup than Panda is, as Aaron's straight line speed is slightly slower than Panda's.
Yeah. You've got Blue Flag on the back of Borkata. Down to half a second gap.
Yep.
I don't know if those ultra softs are beginning to go off for Borkata now or...
Oh, that was close to contact. Both drivers won't be wanting any of that through this stage of the race. Borkata is managing to keep the car in front of Blue Flag, holding P, but he should be pitting in sometime soon, within the next 5 to 6 laps, I believe.
I can't remember what lap he pitted.
I think he started on Ultrasofts, and I think they last sometime around 10 laps.
Yeah, I think he's pitted lap 9.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But he did have 2
battle.
laps of fuel.
Yeah.
He's now got no fuel, so he's obviously been pushing on this stint.
We've got it right now. There's a freeway battle. We've got Sparks, Spig and Wapachar.
Oh,
Spig's
well,
going
Sparks
down
is
the inside, but it's
due a pit
close.
stop.
A bit cheeky from Spig. Forces Sparks out wide and he loses 2 positions. It's not what he wants going into the S section, as he will lose a fair bit of time. It's just a matter of keeping it clean right now. He's crossed the corner a bit, loses the back end. Just lucky to not put it in the wall where Matt Course did.
I've just gone on board with Aaron. I don't know if he's had a mistake or something, but he's lost 1.8 seconds in part of his front wing.
Yeah. Aaron does have a 14-second gap to Spig, so he should be safe from losing P2. So right now I do think, providing Panda does keep it fairly clean for the next 20 laps, that he can bring the car home to get the race win that he wants.
Yeah, I think that damage has sort of spoilt that gap. I can't see Aaron closing him in now.
Aaron's not going to be happy, but Panda is going to be very happy.
To be honest, I've never seen Aaron ever happy after a race. But Whopper Chop is definitely not letting Spur go after he's closed that gap.
Yeah. So close between the two. Sparrows has dropped off a bit.
Ooh, Spurge with a penalty. That could come back to haunt him at the end of the race.
Yeah. If Borgata manages to keep it clean and not close the gap in too much.
And Tezza still hasn't been able to get into the session. So you've got an overtake, but it's overtaken a ghost car because Tice has just overtaken him.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, it's been over 5 minutes, so I don't think he's going to get control of the car. Well, he took
So
just past Sparrows, but I think he's yeah, he's in the pit, Sparrows.
Yeah, he's fitted the soft tyre, so he's obviously trying to make this one stop work. So if he can set a good few laps now, he might undercut some people on their second stop.
We have got blue flag. He is catching just today Borgata a bit as Borgata goes wide. Allows him to close up.
I just jumped on board a Whopper Chop and he's struggling with dirty air through the S section massively. The amount of understeer he has.
Yeah, when it tends to get into that dirty air, you do lose a lot of downforce and that. Especially doesn't go through high speed corners like that. The gap between P1 and 2 has opened up by another second, unfortunately.
So now everybody in the field stop once.
Yeah.
But I think it's only Sparrex going for the one stop. I think everybody else has to stop at least once.
Yeah. Blue flag's closed up to Borgata furthermore. He has got the RS down to see, but it won't be enough.
Tezza's joined the session, so it could be a fight between him and Tice if he can get in his car.
If he does get control of the car again, yeah. I'm not too sure if he will, because he has been out of session for a fair bit of time. I don't think he is being able to get control of his car again. He's still ghosted.
We've got yellows in sector 3, I don't know what's happening.
I reckon I. Oh, Tezza's got a puncture. Tezza's back in the session, but his front right tyre is just completely gone. He's had to cut the corner. His race has just gone so far downhill and none of it's his fault.
So he's literally, I was going to say, he's only been on those tyres 8 laps.
And it's just exploded on him. Once he's joined back in.
If he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. That is horrendous luck.
His race has not gone well for him at all.
So Borgata and Willie Tix have both pitted for the second time and fitted the soft tyre. And Borgata still hasn't fixed his front wing.
Yeah, Spade has got another penalty. Whopper Chop's right on the back of Spade, and he does have DRS now. He's up into Rich Mix, so it should be a fairly academic move down the street.
It's the closest he's been all race. So.
Yeah, he's got the move. Done it, looks.
Ooh. Spurge brake late and on the outside.
Yeah,
turned
brakes very late, manages to keep it clean.
Oh, switch back.
Yeah, this
But
is a
Wobberchop's
great
got
battle between the
DRS.
two. He's going to be looking down inside. This is his chance. Just to make the move. Alan's got
Spurge is
prepared
still
a little
there.
bit.
Is that still side by side?
Oh, it's a good battle between the two, but Spade just about manages to defend his position. He's wanting P3 a lot. He really does want that track position.
Yeah. That was great defending.
It was great racecraft from the two drivers, to be honest. Very good racecraft. Hopefully they can have
You
more
got
battles like this throughout the season.
blue flags just pitted and fitted the soft, so he's going to the end now.
Yep. So now we've got 5 drivers on the softs, which I think will be taking the cars to the end of the race.
The undercut round this track must be massive. Because blue flag was on the back of Borcata by 1 second, he's now 8 seconds behind him.
Right now it looks as if there is only one battle going on track, and that is between Speg and Wapachop, which is for the podium position. Aaron's gap to Panther it just keeps increasing without that front wing. It's opened up to 9.2 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like Aaron's in it for second place now. I think first place is gone. Unless he can be godly at this last stint.
He's just going to be praying and hoping that Panda can make a mistake and possibly get damage himself.
So out of the guys that did pit, Sparrox has jumped all of them. So got Aaron in the pits.
Yep, should be putting on
changing that front wing. He's putting another set of super soft tyres on.
They'd be a bit far stretched trying to take a set of ultra softs under the 14 laps.
Yeah. Wapachop's pitted as well and put the supers on.
I think if Wapachop comes in now, Spade is going to react at the end of this lap and come in himself. Just to hope that Wapachop doesn't get that track position ahead of him, because the two of them do have very similar pace throughout this part of the race, and they are having a very good battle.
And the undercut is getting about 2 seconds a lap at the moment, so
it's very strong, very strong. So the gaps right now are looking fairly spread out.
Ooh, we've got Angry Panda in the pits.
Yep.
Do think he's just covering off Aaron?
I'm not too sure, because Aaron's going to have lost another 7 seconds in the pit lane to him, and he was already 9 seconds back, so I think it's just a routine pit stop for him.
Spurge is actually carried on going.
Yeah.
So he must be trying to get to those ultra softs at the end.
So he is going to lose out right now, but if he does take these ultra softs, it's going to give him a lot more grip than Wapachop's going to have. So throughout the closing stages, it's going to be very close between the two.
And Ravers, my ex-teammate, did get a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in pit lane, unfortunately.
Right now, I think it's going to be best for Spade to pit in within, I think it'd be next lap or the lap after, just so he doesn't lose too much time to Wapachop, who is on the fresh super softs. And his tyres shouldn't be too warm by the time he catches back.
Angry Panda is caught up exponentially on this outlap of his.
There's definitely a pace and a grip difference that the two drivers do have.
You would think Angry Panda's going to get him on this DRS into turn
Yeah.
one.
Looks, just as DRS started, Spage gave a little wiggle. Don't know if that was him trying to get out the way or block. But, you know, Panda does manage to get through fairly easy. He's carrying on his campaign to the race win. See, Panda's looked very dominant throughout this race. He's managed to take pole just about. The pace was very close between the two drivers. But throughout the race, he's just managed to have more race pace than Adam.
Yeah, I mean the gap was slowly coming down, but I think that front wing damage has just killed off Aaron's race. But I think he'll be happy with second if he can keep it clean to the end of the race.
He's definitely not going to be happy about losing that chance to fight for first place with the wing damage.
Ooh, we've got Willie Tix and Borcata right on each other, pushing each other through then the start of sector 2.
This battle might allow Blue Flag to catch up to the pair of them. It is very close to the S section, just seeing how well Willie Trix manages to carry on behind him.
You got Spurge finally in the pits with 11 laps to go, so
Yeah,
ultra soft tyres going on.
Yeah, that's what he was going for. He's going to have a lot more grip than Wobberchop now.
But he's also dropped behind Ravers.
Yeah, that's maybe 2 positions he's got to make up now. The gap between Wobberchop and Spage is about 4 seconds, which, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be somewhere around 10 seconds, really.
Yeah, you would think if he can get his head down, it should be possible with those tyres, but... Borcata and Willie Tix side by side.
I mean, I don't
Willie
think
Tix is overtaking Borcata.
Past easy.
No, Rivers doesn't let anybody through.
So that's going to be a bit of a pain in the neck for Spage if he's trying to go for that P3.
Borcata's gone for a spin.
That's unfortunate. He was having a good battle then as well with Blue Flag, and he just spins it.
Rivers has only got 3 wheels.
Oh, he hasn't crashed, has he?
Yeah, the end of the S section.
It's the same place that Matt done to start the race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's yeah. It's unfortunate.
It's one of those corners at the end of the tyre life. It becomes very sketchy.
Especially if you go wide, the grip just goes. Well, that's made life a lot easier for Spage right now. He doesn't have to get that track position. He won't lose time battling. So now what he needs to do is just keep his head down and try and close that gap between him and Wobberchop. And just hopes for P3.
Borcata's spun again and lost his front wing, so he's not very happy either. But it has promoted Tice up into 8th place.
Tice will be happy about that. Managing to score fairly decent points, considering he didn't do a qualifying lap.
I think Borcata's crashed coming into pit lane, because he's been reset to the track.
His tyre was rolling past the pit wall still. Still rolling down the track. Yeah, it's gone, yeah. I don't know what's happened there, to be honest with you. I think he might have just gone wide, coming in, and took the tyre off on the wall, and the game's just put him back on the straight. Spurge has closed the gap by 6 tenths.
I think unless Spurge does close the gap, it's going to be a very quiet end to this race.
Yeah.
It's sort of all elongated at the moment. It's
fairly big gaps between drivers. Wobberchop's only 5 seconds off Adam. So it's those two drivers are fairly close, but I think Aaron is bridging the gap between them two.
Yeah. Although Aaron has just got another penalty.
Yeah. Is that a second penalty or? Let's have a look.
I've definitely seen it pop up once, but I haven't been paying that much attention.
Yeah, Aaron's
Ooh,
got 2 penalties.
Spurge just closed another second on what we're chopping his lap.
And Wobbershoff doesn't have 2 penalties. So what he's going to want to do is he's got to try and keep it within 6 seconds, but Aaron is pulling out that gap a bit though. He is pulling out a bit. He does have, I'd say, another 8 laps to gain 6/10, but it's going to be a bit tricky.
I mean, if Spurge does close the Whopper chop, that could save Aaron second place.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
He's
we're
only
going to start
2.5
fighting.
seconds. Yeah, that battle will definitely help Aaron out. But then Aaron will be under threat from Spurge because he's on a compound softer, which will also be that those tyres will be fresh as well. So right now it's looking Aaron's slightly on the back foot.
I mean, Aaron used to joke that I used to corner cut every race, but like, this is payback now, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. That's something to hold over his head.
oh, we've got Tice in the pits, going out the ultra soft. So you never know, he might be going for the fastest lap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth a point, but it's always something to go for.
Yeah.
It's come out right behind Aaron.
Yeah.
So Tezza is only 4 seconds behind Tice, but Tice is on the ultra soft.
So Tezza does have a fairly good pace, but he is on the softs, which the game has glitched out again, and it's showing his actual car is running super soft, but the graphics saying he's using softs. So that's always nice.
So you've got Spurge's closed up to 2 seconds now.
Tezza's got a
But
3-second penalty.
I don't know if Whopper Chop's being held behind Tezza or in that dirty air, or I'm not sure.
Wobbershoff's gap has stayed the same to Aaron for the past lap or two, I'd say now. And Spade is closed up by around another 4/10 of a second. So he is definitely going to be in for the shot of getting P3. Just
Well, Aaron's
really
got no fuel.
Oh,
He's minus 0.1.
yeah, it's very marginal. Tezza's got a penalty, so ignoring the blue flags.
However, you've got Tice right behind Aaron running on Rich with 2 laps of fuel to go with ultra soft tyres on, so he's sort of pushing Aaron along at the moment.
Spade is open, Tezza's going to get out his way fairly quickly once he gets on the back of him. He is going to be going
Again,
for that P3.
It's catching him at the wrong place of the track, right coming up the S section.
He does have 5 or 6 laps left to go, so he should be okay. At least I think anyway. Sparks has got a few second penalty. He's quite alone right now. There's not really anybody around him. Spade is right up on the back of Tezza right now, so he'll get DRS, but Tezza will also
You would think,
just let him pass.
yeah, Tezza will just let him through.
Yes, enough for now having that more straight line speed.
Oh,
No, Tezza will break early, I believe. So he's not interfering with the battle.
yeah.
Spade manages to close the gap by half a second. So that DRS definitely did help him out. got a lot more straight line speed than Wapachop did.
I think Tice is going to be very happy being able to keep with Aaron. I know he's on a softer compound, but it'll do wonders for his confidence, I think.
We'll definitely hope him going into Brazil next week.
Yeah.
Wapachop's managed to open that gap back up a bit. It's very close between P2, 3 and 4, even though the table is showing that Aaron's around 5.8 to 6 seconds ahead. But with the 6 seconds of penalties, it brings Aaron a lot further back to Wapachop and Spurge. So for him right now, it's just putting in the faster times he can do.
It's very much like last week's Monaco GP. It's very methodical how it's playing out. It might not be battles on track, but the end of the race is going to be quite tight.
Yeah.
I mean, just to mention, Wapachop started 13th.
And to get it up into P3 right now is very
Aaron's
impressive.
just got another penalty. That could have just cost Aaron his podium.
Yeah, it might have. Oh, that's very unfortunate that. So not the way it is looking, because Spage is not closing the gap as much as he was. Still 1.5 seconds ahead, but now with Aaron, he's got 9 seconds, of penalties. That does put him, I think that does put him behind Spage, or very close to him.
It's going to be very tight at the end of this race on penalties.
Very tight. Because I believe Spage is about 8 seconds off Aaron. So yeah, very unfortunate for Aaron. It's going to be gutting once he gets past that line for the other two to come across, and then yeah, it's not gone to plan. Quali went great for him the first stint done, but as soon as he lost that wing, he's had a tough race.
I mean, blue flag, I mean, he's in 7th, but knowing him, I don't think he's going to be happy with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who was that?
Aaron has just retired from the session, but
I think he knows.
all the wheels are on his car.
Oh, the what? The Wales was gone. I think
All the wheels are still there,
Oh,
so he's just retired.
yeah, he's just.
Which,
I think he knows about that 9 seconds, to be honest with you. Either if he's listening to the stream or not, I don't know. But he has, yeah. He could have had that podium because, you know, he has got 3 laps left of the race and it's only 3 seconds and anything can happen in F1. I mean, it's racing, there can be an incident that between Spage and Wapachop that causes them to lose time to Aaron, allowing him to keep P2, but it's unfortunate.
it seems a weird one, but
Yeah.
obviously we'll get an answer later on. But
Yeah. But Wapachop's going to be delighted with that. He's going to be very happy. To score P2 on his Div2 debut, I think it is. And for Spage himself. You know, they're both showing that they do have very good pace.
Both of them will be happy now that they're on the podium.
Yeah, definitely. I think Spurge will be happy, but not so happy because he hasn't been able to get past the Whopper chop in the Renault, but he has still got that P3 which he will be happy about.
Willie Tix is actually closing in on Sparrows quite quickly. I mean, I know there's only 2 laps to go, but
You know, Sparrows could make a mistake. So there's not much going on track right now, so yeah. All drivers just seem to be running their own race right now.
it's brought Tice up into 7th, so there's a couple of points.
It has to be very happy being able to get some points, especially with them suffering front wing damage at the the midpoint of the race. Whopper Chop's recently started his final lap of the race. This is first race for the league in general for FTRL, so for him to be able to take the win on his debut, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
And to be able to hold off Aaron, who also he has good pace himself in the first stint of the race, it's gonna give him a boost in confidence, and it's also, you know, it's gonna show that he can hold his own. So he's just come through the S section, everything's nice and clean, just nursing the car home, making sure nothing happens.
Willie Tix has closed 8/10ths on Sparrows in that lap, so it's going to be a very close end of the race, I think.
Panda comes through the final corner and he is going to take the win of the Mexican Grand Prix, the pre-race of the Division 2. Whopper Chop's coming into the final sector now with Spurge, who's dropped off considerably, is now 5 seconds behind, losing about 3.5 seconds from him.
I think those tyres have died completely.
Cliff, yeah. It's a very good race from the two drivers.
Closed him back in.
Very good for both drivers' Div2 debut.
And Willie Tix is within half a second of Sparrows went into the stadium section.
I don't think he hasn't got enough time to be able to make a move. Oh, he's made a move. He makes the lunge. Oh, it's very close, but it's very optimistic. He has one shot and he took it. But Sparrows manages to fend him off. He takes P4. Willie Tix taking P5. Blue flag takes P6. And that is the end of the Mexican pre-race Grand Prix. So now we have Angry Panda taking P1, Whopper Chop P2 and Spurge in P3. Very good performance from the 3 drivers. All for their Div2 debut. So all 3 debuts have went very well.
It looks like it could be a good season for all 3 drivers.
Yeah, very good season. Provided he can, you know, keep giving these performances every race. Right, so send the 3 of them invited to the party now for the post-race interviews.
Hello.
Hello. So, congratulations on P3.
Thank you.
Done very well that race.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was one race. That was. Woo! I'm sweating.
Just wait for the Panda to get in. Here it is.
Oh, everybody's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. So, Panda, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
So, as we see, that race went very well from you. You managed to get pole position and translate that into a race win by around 26 seconds. It is very impressive for the debut. So, what are your thoughts? How did you feel in the car today?
Yeah, it felt really stable. Seemed like I got the setup right. I mean, pole position was close though, wasn't it? That was
Yeah,
like
it was very close.
thousandths per second.
Yeah, I think was it? I believe it was 100th of a second.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts for the season that you're going to be going into now? What are your aspirations?
Yeah, I'm gonna hope to challenge the title. It seems like I've got
Yeah,
a
definitely.
bit of pace, but yeah, it seems like there were quite a few of the sort of faster guys that weren't here. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Hopefully they can give you a challenge out the season. It's not going to be a walk in the park. We do have some fast drivers in here, so that should be
I
fun.
expect they will.
Yeah, I'll keep it on your toes. So, Pagani, do you have any questions for him?
Why, how does it feel to beat Aaron in qualifying knowing he's a Div 1 driver?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was so close though, but yeah, it felt really good.
I wasn't just saying that to get at Aaron, just so you know. Well, maybe.
So, Spage managed to get P3 on the Div2 debut.
Oh my god. Yeah.
There was a great battle between you and Spage. Luckily for you, Aaron's retirement allowed you to get P3. So, how'd you feel?
I'm super fun. I mean, I can't even talk anymore. I mean, no, I mean, it's weird that I'm always like P3 or P4. So in the preseason race, the playoffs, when the points don't count. But of course, when it starts to count, it's 0 points and DNFs all around. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy. I was a bit surprised that I was P5 in quali, but yeah, otherwise I'm super happy. I didn't expect this at all. So I'm happy to be P3. Yeah.
Great. So, Pagani, any questions you might have for Spage himself?
Did you feel that the Ultrasoft tyres might have lasted that little bit longer, allowing you to get P2, or was it you always knew you were going to drop off?
I think I'd already made 2 laps with the Ultrasoft, so they were just gone. I think it was 70 or 80% already for on the both stints. So, but I was a bit surprised that the guys went on Supersoft and not Ultrasofts, because when it was like lap 21 or 20 or something like that, when the guys started to come in, I was like, I was a bit surprised because I thought that everybody's gonna go on Ultrasofts, but they went on Supers, and of course I was a bit worried that that the Ultrasoft won't last, because it was 80% on lap 9, so I don't know. It was a bit of a risk to take the Ultras already on lap 24, I believe. So it would be 12 laps, but it was just enough for the end. I mean, P2 was so close in one stage when Wapachop overtook some who was in the last place. Well, someone got lapped anyways. So there I thought I think I made it, but I think I had like 12 seconds of penalty or something, 12 penalties or something like that. Just I tried to keep the gap to Sparix, but it was over 20 seconds, so I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, very, very well
A long
done.
answer to a short question.
So, Wapachop, P13 to P2. It was a long race. It was tough, but you managed to hold in there. How did the car feel in the final stint, trying to close up to Aaron as much as you could, because the gap did stay fairly stable between the two of you on the final stint?
Well, the car felt alright. Setup was a bit dodgy in the second sector. I had to lift off quite a bit. But I knew he had penalties, so I was hoping just to keep it within that range.
Did you
Glad I kept it in with that range.
did you know by any chance what the penalty is between the two of you were?
No, I had no clue. I just know Jeff told me he had penalties.
Oh
I
yeah.
was hoping it's more because it's Mexico.
Yeah, well, you were doing a great job. He did have 6 seconds, and you managed to keep it within that time period yourself. So very very well done. Pagani, anything you have to say?
When you qualified 13th, were you looking to get on the podium, or was it just plucking away and just trying and hoping to get there?
Plucking away, trying to get as high up as I can. The start was crazy anyway, so I got to like 7th on the first part, and I just kept going, and I had a great battle with Spare.
Yeah, it was a great battle. It really was.
So
I'm pleased you two had a battle. It gave us something to watch.
I was actually surprised that you couldn't overtake me because you were so close all the time. But I think the SS just made the difference all the time. That I just gained enough time in the SS, so I could have enough.
At least I had to pull away. It's too far away on the straight.
Yeah.
So, come back to our race winner, Angry Panda. This is, as I've said before, this was your debut. Before you got in the qualifying session, what were you exactly looking for, pace-wise and position-wise, coming into qualifying on the race itself?
Well, I mean, I was looking for pole really since I did pretty well in the sort of Division 1 race yesterday, so I thought if I can do a sort of, I can't remember what the time was, but I did a similar one to yesterday, and I thought if I do the same sort of one, I'll be up there. So yeah.
Between the first stint, your gap was very close to Adam himself. It was around 2 to 3 seconds, so you were very similar pace-wise. Was that affecting the way you were driving? Were you trying to open the gap, or just manage the race to stop any undercuts or overcuts?
Yeah, I was trying to open the gap as much as I could, but yeah, it seemed we had very similar pace. So
Yeah,
why
there's
did he
rules.
retire at the end then?
I think honestly, I'm not too sure. I saw he did have a couple of penalties, and a minute later he did retire, but I'm not all too sure what his reason might have been. We'll find that out later on. But
Fair enough.
yeah, you've done amazing that race. Well done. It's the perfect
Cheers.
debut, pole and the race win. Is
Yep.
there anything you want to say before we head off, Pagani?
Just, it was a
No,
good race, and I think all three are very good candidates for driver of the day.
So I want to say congratulations to the three of you. All three of your debuts for Division 2, and you've managed to pull off a very impressive race. You should be proud with yourself. And I just want to say good luck next race in Brazil. Get your practicing, and I don't see why you can't do very good.
Thank you.
You're
Cheers.
welcome. See you, mate. Have a good one, lads. So that has been the pre-season race at Mexico for Division 1. Join us next week, Monday at 8 PM, but it's a standard time, which we will be at Brazil, I believe, for our opening rounds of Season 5 of FTRL, and likewise for Tuesday next week as well at Brazil. So, hope you enjoyed that race, and we'll see you in the next one.